For you at 4, a driver is fortunate to not have suffered any injuries after a train hit a trailer at an uncontrolled railroad crossing. The Cass County Sheriff's Office responded to the intersection of 164th Avenue Southeast and County Road 10, just east of Mapleton. Authorities say that the driver of the vehicle proceeded through the crossing, at which time the westbound train struck the trailer portion of that vehicle. No injuries were sustained as a result of this crash. There was no train derailment, and the crash resulted in property damage only. The 27-year-old driver of the semi-tractor trailer was issued a citation for failure to stop at a railroad crossing.